Welcome back to another I Love to Explore Oregon video. What you're about to hear is the most fascinating Bigfoot story I've ever read. For a little context, I recently did another video on the giant door in Quartzville, Oregon. If you don't know about that, you really should go back and watch my videos on it. Somebody left a comment. His name was Sam, and I asked him permission to read this story.
Since moving to Oregon from Maine in 1998, we really have enjoyed the outdoors and wilderness here. Never had a thought about Bigfoot until having a couple of experiences. A little over 20 years ago, we were hiking here in southern Oregon up the Hummingbird Meadows Trail, and at one point I heard a couple of loud crashing sounds about 50 yards away in the forest. I stopped and looked in the direction of the sounds. I was sure I could see a large face staring back at me. I stood there for several minutes, and I didn't move. I made a mark on the trail where I had been looking, and we went on our way further along the trail. Later that afternoon, we came back to the spot, and I looked where I saw the face, and there was a large empty space. I could see now, and confirmed that something large had been looking at me earlier. A couple of years later, I read an account of a guy who would hike up that trail and camp there with his two dogs. He had said the dogs went off and chased bobcats and bears and cougars, and one night the dogs ran off chasing something and shortly came back terrified and hid in the tent. Whenever he would try to take his dogs camping there, they were still terrified and would refuse to go there ever again. He reported this to a local Bigfoot discussion group, and others confirmed similar experiences there. Another story about us hiking down in southern Oregon occurred around 2002. We would often hike on the Bigelow Lakes Trail near the Oregon Caves Monument. Every time we were there, I had a strong feeling that something was watching us from way up on the mountain. One time, we were there and it was getting close to sunset, and it was way down the trail, and I could smell something, a strong odor. This odor's been described as being from a Bigfoot. We could also hear knocking sounds from deep in the forest. We decided it was a good idea to turn around and head back. I did a little research and found an account of a southern Oregon psychologist who had a scary encounter near where we turned around that evening. I also heard about a guy who used to work for the Forest Service and was cleaning Forest Service trail near Bigelow Lake about 15 years ago. He saw one. It was about 100 yards away from him, right next to the lake. He said it just turned around and walked away.